It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree that
she's come so far since our first session. My name is Dahlia Rose Hibiscus, and I am Vice President Kamala Harris's Holistic Thought Advisor. What is a Holistic Thought Advisor? Well, it's holistic, yes, and I am advising. And what do we mean when we say that? It means that I am the one by whom the thoughts are being advised from a place of advisement, and then once advised, communicated holistically.
What?
You get it.
Before Kamala Harris was rebranded by the DC press corps as America's Kamala, a once-in-a-generation force of nature with unparalleled legal acumen actually overqualified to be president. Her uniquely mindless word jumbles were the subjects of mockery on the left, as in that Daily Show spoof you saw. If all comedy has some element of truth, the truth is Trump's job at what may be his only debate with her is to get Kamala talking. My admittedly counterintuitive view is that whoever talks the least in this matchup wins. Of course, it's a bit more complicated than that, as the substance of what is said matters, no matter how succinct or verbose. But Trump's general charge is this: he must perform the function the DC press corps refused to fulfill on that debate stage in September, on stages at his rallies, and in the countless interviews he does on news programs without any Kamala-esque fanfare. Trump must be the fact-intensive inquisitor. For example, Vice President Harris, as a senator, you sponsored legislation called the Zero Emissions Vehicle Act that would have mandated car manufacturers sell only electric vehicles by 2040. Now you say you're against electric vehicle mandates. What changed your mind? Trump might even offer a suggested line of defense to further set her up. Madam Vice President, does your opposition to EV mandates now have something to do with the lack of demand for electric vehicles that you've seen? Or do you find the reverse Robin Hood notion of middle-income families subsidizing the purchase of six-figure EVs for the wealthy objectionable? Or was it something else? Trump can even ask and answer questions directed at Kamala himself to prompt her to engage. For example, Vice President Harris, you and I both wanted to get our troops out of Afghanistan, but the Gold Star families of the 13 soldiers killed in the suicide bombing at Abbey Gate have endorsed me. Why do you think that is? Might it be because there is wanting to do something and then there is doing it sensibly? You said yourself you were the last person in the room and fully on board with the planned evacuation that resulted in those 13 dead soldiers and countless more Afghan allies who helped our soldiers. As president, will the buck stop with you, or will you again pass the buck to someone else when things go wrong? And Trump can prompt her to explain her 180s to align with him by attempting to build upon them. For example, Vice President Harris, you used to say that building a wall on America's southern border was just a, quote, medieval vanity project, unquote, of mine. That's what you said. And that you would never support funding for a border wall. Now you're willing to devote hundreds of millions of dollars to a border wall, and you're featuring photos of a border wall in your ads. It's great news. I'm glad you've come around to my view, but while we've got your attention on this issue, how about you go the next step and join me in supporting the immediate deportation of adults in this country illegally, beginning with those convicted of crimes here or who are known associates of international criminal organizations like MS-13 or Tren de Aragua. You're a former prosecutor. You don't want foreign criminals in our country, do you? By offering substantive questions, Kamala will demonstrate who she is and isn't and unburden Trump of the responsibility of providing the color commentary. Furthermore, as to the matter of demonstrating, not dictating, Trump should remember not to forget the things he demonstrated as president. As my friend Rusty Reno, the editor of First Things, and not a particularly big fan of Trump, observed near the end of Trump's presidency, Trump was the most honest president of his lifetime in the sense that he did or attempted to do exactly those things he said he would do if elected. Does anyone believe the same could ever be said of Kamala? Does she even believe that? Perhaps Trump should ask her. I'm Dan Proft with the Counterculture Commentary. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And please leave a comment in the comment section. We'd love to hear your thoughts.